welcome to you all in the name of Kritya. This is indeed a joyous and proud moment for Kritya when all of you have come to celebrate Kritya-2007 International Poetry Festival with us today. Let me start by welcoming our guest, Chief Guest, His Excellency Shri R.L. Bhatia, the Governor of Kerala. Your Excellency, it is indeed your great honor for Kritya that you have graced this occasion. Sir, I warmly welcome you to this memorable occasion in the name of Kritya and in my own name. Thank you, sir. Her Royal Highness Princess Ashwati Tirunal Gauri Lakshmibai, herself a poet, has always been a patron of arts, and now she is partaking in our joy. In the name of Kritya and in my own name, I extend to you, Royal Highness, a very warm welcome. Kritya is daughter of East and West. She has entered the Western Circle confidently with the kind help and patronage of number of well-wishers. We have with us today the Western representative of Kritya, Mr. R. Spire.
At the start of the preparations for the Poetry Festival, Dr. Saxena told me that she is working with the assumption that poetry is a state of mind. I wondered about that. I wondered whether that was a solid enough point of view to depart from. Is this all poetry is about? A state of mind? But when we discussed it on the internet, Dr. Saxena gave a fuller description and a fuller definition that gave us more scope. She referred to a quote from Rollo May, and I read the quote to you. It is about spontaneity and limitations. Creativity arises out of the tension between spontaneity and limitations. The latter, like the riverbanks, forcing spontaneity into the various forms which are essential for art and poetry. If we look closer to this quote, we see that there is enough space in it and in this assumption to form a work thesis for a poetry festival. The metaphor describes a river and its banks. The banks hold the river and steers it to the sea. But there is more. There are dynamic processes that affect both the river and the banks. In stormy weather, in full monsoon, when masses of water fall from the sky and fill the river, it is the river that shapes the banks to fit its flow.
I do not think there is much scope for a grandly qualified presidential address. Madam had told me to present one of my poems to you. She has confirmed it and said there is no need to go for a long-winded speech or anything. So I think I will listen to what she says, and I will just read out a poem I had written. It is somewhat apt in today's circumstances, for me at least. This poem was written on the 2nd anniversary of Maharaja Chitira Tirunal Ramavarma, whose sister's daughter I am blessed to be. In my tears, in haunting silence, part of my heart, a secret part, does ever weep. in silent homage, in gratitude, in parting pain and trauma of love. Cocooned by fine woven mesh of myriad memories on the march, my heart stands still in frozen shock to notes of last post fate trumpets. Its duty well done, life opts out with lingering farewell, loath to part. Its seat of play, now in open display, a slumbering statue of serene mien. The blushing flames did bold proclaim life on gross self has renounced claim. To dismal death, nay, but to life after life. To dismal death, nay, but to life after life.
Now the moment we've been waiting for, I request His Excellency Shri R.L. Bhatia, Governor of Kerala, to say a few words.
Your Royal Highness, Dr. Rati Saxena, Mr. Argos Pierce, Mr. Muhammad Kunju, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I am delighted to be here to inaugurate the International Poetry Festival. Let me on the onset greet the eminent writers and delegates who have come from far Kerala, Lord's own country. I would also like to compliment Kritya on its initiative to host this festival. Professor Panika was much reverse man of the letter and a multifaceted personality.
Poetry is not an opium for the masses, but it can be food for the soul. Oscar Wilde, the great Irish writer at the end of the 19th century, published a book called Socialism and the Soul of Man, in which he said that in order for a soul to be a developed and healthy soul, a man must live in a society which is guided by the humanist principles of socialism and which at the same time appreciates the beauty which is singular to great art. All of the developed, advanced and evolved societies of the world, those guided by social democratic principles, see the necessity of providing money to the community of poets and the making of poetry. They see it as important as providing money for education and for health care. The political elite that would deny financial assistance to poetry is the same political elite that would deny financial assistance to medical care and to education. And it is with great pleasure that the Irish poets learned we were coming to Kerala, a country that not only has a very venerable, established, antique tradition of poetry, but has a government enlightened enough to provide financial support to an international poetry festival.
I am the last to go. 5 hours of white heat is the time it takes to blast me to cinders, to place in the urn on your mantelpiece. Shaman broods over me, stares for future sight. I'm your source of music, the instrument that pleases, your everyday tool, and your sacred weapon.
Kritya Kritya, Tadayom Kritya-Lo, Kritya, Tadayom Kritya-Lo, Kritya.